ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ, ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೋ, ಬೈತಾರೆ, ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ, ಏನು ತಪ್ಪಾಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ.
ಇದು
Courage and compassion are two sides of the same coin. One, to stand up for what is right, the other, to understand what is human. Ban Ki-moon. Good afternoon, esteemed dignitaries, on and off the dais, respected faculty members, distinguished guests, members of the Executive Board, and most importantly, our incredible delegates. It gives me immense pride and pleasure to welcome you all to the valedictory ceremony of the 7th edition of KLE Law College, Bengaluru, Model United Nations Conference 2025. I'm Alima Azmia, and it is an honor to serve as your host for this grand valedictory. After 3 phenomenal days of debate, discovery, and diplomacy, we gather here to celebrate not just the conclusion of KLE LCB MUN 2025, but the spirit that has carried us to infinity and beyond. Today, as we reach the closing chapter of this remarkable journey, let us take a moment to reflect on what the conference has truly represented. Not merely a platform for a debate, but a platform for learning, leadership, and spirit of constructive diplomacy. Guided by this year's theme, Ad Infinitum et Ultra, to infinity and beyond, we are reminded that the quest for learning knows no confines and the journey of growth is perpetual. In that enduring spirit, we acknowledge every participant who has embodied curiosity, collaboration, and courage throughout this conference. With immense pride in our achievements and gratitude in our hearts, let the valedictory program commence, celebrating yet another successful edition of this conference. To begin this evening of celebration, I invite Mr. Shankar Parshetty, Marketing in KLE LCB MUN 2025, to deliver the welcome address.
Good afternoon, esteemed dignitaries, respected faculty members, members of the Executive Board, Delegates, and dear students. It is with a heart full of gratitude and pride that I, Mr. Shankar Parshetty, I welcome you all to the valedictory ceremony of 7th edition of KLE Law College, Bengaluru, Model United Nations 2025. Over the past 3 years, we have witnessed the power of words, diplomacy, and dialogue unfold in our communities. A testament to the spirit of this year's themes, Ad Infinitum et Ultra, to infinity and beyond. This year's conference has especially meaningful as it marked the beginning of our college's Golden Jubilee celebrations. Today, as we gather here for the close ceremony, we don't just mark the end of the event. We celebrate the journey, the effort, and the learning that brought us here. We are deeply honored to have amidst us a gathering of distinguished dignitaries. It gives me great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to our chief guest, Shri Dheeraj Muniraj, Honorable Member of Legislative Assembly, Dodballapur Constituency, Karnataka. A leader whose dynamic engagement in public service and governance continue to inspire the youth. May I request Ms. Sukruti Maitri, Deputy Secretary General of KLE LCB MUN 2025, to kindly present a sapling to our chief guest as a token of appreciation and respect. Also, we are equally honored to welcome our guest of honor, Shri Keshav Prasad S., Honorable Member of Legislative Council, Karnataka, whose dedication to public life and deep commitment to social progress makes his presence here truly special. May I request Mr. Vishwesh Kumar, Director General, KLE LCB MUN 2025, to present a sapling to our guest of honor. Also, I take this opportunity to warmly welcome our guiding force, Professor Dr. J.M. Mallikarjunayya, Dean, Faculty of Law, KLE Technological University, and Principal, KLE Law College, Bengaluru. May I request Mr. Anshuman Pandey, Charge D Affairs, KLE LCB MN 2025, to present the sampling code procedure. We also extend a heartfelt welcome to Dr. Manoj Kumar V. Hiramat, IQAC Coordinator, KLE Law College, Bengaluru, whose vision and contribution towards institutional excellence have been truly invaluable. May I request Mr. Dhawan GM, Chief Advisor of KLE LCB MN 2025, to present a sampling to sir. I also extend my warm welcome to Mr. Bhuvan Nayak, Secretary General of KLE LCB 2025, whose leadership and composure have been guided the Secretariat through every challenge, ensuring the seamless success of this edition. May I request Ms. Gargi Srivastav, Chief Advisor, KLE Mansof, to present a sampling to Secretary General. Also, I would like to extend a sincere welcome and word of appreciation to our faculty coordinators, Ms. Marin Matthew, Mr. Anush Deshpande, Mr. Tanmay J. Patil, and Mr. Harsh Pratap Singh. Their mentorship and tireless involvement have been the backbone of this conference. A warm welcome as well as to our respected faculty members who have stood beside us with unwavering support and encouragement. To the executive board members, your experience, insight, and fairness have shaped the quality of debate and dialogue that defines KLE LCB MN. Your presence elevated the standard of discourse and inspired every delegate. To our delegates, we offer our deepest appreciation. You are the true heart of this conference. Your arguments, resolutions, and collaborations reflected not just intellect but empathy and awareness, the very essence of diplomacy. A special welcome and heartfelt gratitude to our Secretariat and volunteers, whose relentless efforts behind the scenes brought to life every detail of 3-day journey. And finally, a warm welcome to all our students and non-teaching staff and technical staff, whose contribution, seen and unseen, made this event truly complete. Once again, on behalf of KLE Law College, Bengaluru, and the entire Secretariat of KLE LCB MN 2025, I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to one and all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shankar, for the warm welcome. Every great conference deserves a moment of reflection. Let's glance back at what we have achieved together. I invite Mr. Vishwesh Kumar, Director General, KLE LCB MN 2025, to present the official report of the conference.
Greetings everyone, I'm Vishwesh Kumar, the Director General of this conference, and I'm here for the conference report. You don't have to raise the standards if you're the ones that are setting it. It was our primary motto, and there was an unfathomable amount of pressure on us in order to uphold the precedent of the standards that were set by our seniors. And rest assured, I think we did a fair amount of justice to it. After 8 months of hard work, here we are at the Valedictory ceremony of this momentous conference. Firstly, we had the Human Rights Council, which acknowledged the complementarity of international humanitarian law and the international human rights law. And the delegates more or less had a legal-centric and analytical approach towards the functional aspect of the committee, with help of the special procedures and institutional capacities of the Human Rights Council. Moving on to a similar committee, we have the Commission on the Status of Women, which had deliberated upon the definition of women rights and also had discussed upon on the concept of womanhood in light of the functional commission aspects of the ECOSOC. Moving on to another functional commission of Economic and Social Council, we have the Commission on Narcotic Drugs, which is a fairly experimental initiative as compared to the eyes of the Andhra Circuit, but more or less we did find some success in it, where the delegates had deliberated on the regulatory aspects of cannabis and also threw a special emphasis on the international cooperation mechanisms and regulatory frameworks. Next up is my personal favorite, the World Bank, where the delegates had discussed about trade wars and tariffs in light of the modern contemporary era. More or less, rest assured, foreign policy mattered way more than how much it usually does in an economic committee. Next up, we have the Karnataka Legislative Assembly, who were the Indian committees, where the delegates had agendas which was relevant to the local governmental practice in Karnataka in reference to the Karnataka Municipal Cooperation Practice, and also had examined the impact of protective legislation in light of the Rohit Vemula case. Next up, another Indian committee, the Lok Sabha, where the delegates had deliberated on the practice of cooperative governance and had elucidated on a special emphasis on fiscal federalism. Next up, we have the Security Council, which was presided by our very own magic man, Mr. Aditya Prakash Naik, where the delegates had revisited the Indo-Pak question in the backdrop of the UNSCR 47 of 1948 and the Indus Water Treaty. Rest assured, the intensity of the Security Council was upheld. None of these moments would have been possible or cherishable if not for the valiant efforts of the reporters and the photojournalists. You guys most certainly are a committee that is worth recognizing on your efforts on. With God's great and faith in all of us, we definitely have created a fairly successful edition of KLE LCP for the seventh time. Looking forward to seeing you all in the next edition, hopefully. Thank you. Signing off, Vishwesh.
Thank you, Vishwish. The report stands as a true testament to how the 7th edition of KLE LCP continued to uphold its tradition of excellence and intellectual depth. Today, we are honored to have with us distinguished guests who embody the bridge between policy and people with experience grounded in public service and field realities. I now invite Ms. Babita KB, Finance Team, KLE LCP 2025, to introduce the esteemed dignitaries.
Good evening, distinguished dignitaries, respected faculty, executive board members, and honored delegates. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce the guest for today's valedictory ceremony. We are deeply honored to have amongst us our chief guest, Sri Dheeraj Muniraj, Honorable Member of the Legislative Assembly, Dodballapura Constituency, Karnataka. Sri Dheeraj Muniraj is an inspiring young leader whose work reflects the energy, vision, and commitment of a new generation of public servants. A proud son of Dodballapur, he combines academic excellence with a deep-rooted sense of duty towards society. He holds a bachelor degree in Electronics and Communication Engineering from KLE College of Engineering, Bengaluru, and a master's degree in engineering from Texas A&M University, USA. An academic journey that reflects both global exposure and technological proficiency. Armed with strong educational foundation, Sri Dheeraj Muniraj brings a progressive, modern and development-focused approach to governance. As a leader, he firmly believes that a nation thrives only when every citizen has access to equal opportunities, quality infrastructure, growth and security. His philosophy is rooted in the idea of creating a country for every citizen built on transparency, people-centric policies, and inclusive growth. In the 2023 Karnataka Legislative Assembly elections, he made a remarkable impact by securing a decisive victory, winning as a candidate of the Bharatiya Janata Party. This mandate reflects the trust placed in him by the people and stands as a testament to his credibility, character, and commitment to public service. He currently serves as the president of the BJP Yuva Morcha, Karnataka, where he plays a pivotal role in empowering young people, promoting youth leadership, and channeling the aspiration of the next generation into constructive action. Through this role, he has emerged as an influential voice advocating for youth empowerment, innovation, and active participation in democracy. Beyond politics, Sri Dheeraj Muniraj is deeply committed to community engagement, focusing on improving infrastructure, education, healthcare, and employment opportunities. His initiatives aim to uplift communities, strengthen essential services, and bring about sustainable inclusive development. We are truly privileged to have him with us today to inspire the young minds of our model United Nations society. We are equally privileged to welcome our guest of honor, Sri Keshava Prasad S., Honorable Member of the Karnataka Legislative Council. A native of Bengaluru, Sri Keshava Prasad S. has built a distinguished career marked by dedication, discipline, and unwavering commitment to public service. He is a commerce graduate and holds an LLB from Bengaluru University. He began his professional journey at the High Court of Karnataka, rising to the position of the court officer. Alongside his career, he remained actively involved in RSS and ABVP during his student years, reflecting his early interest in social service. After voluntarily retiring from government service, he joined the Bharatiya Janata Party as a Karyakarta and went on to serve as State Office Secretary, Co-Treasurer and State Secretary. Recognizing his commitment, perseverance and efficiency, he was elected as a member of the Legislative Council. He has also played crucial organizational roles in major political events, including coordinating Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi's rallies in Karnataka during the recent parliamentary elections. We are deeply honored to have leaders of such integrity, vision and dedication with us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Babita. It is indeed our privilege to have with us a leader whose work reflects a steadfast commitment to the people and progress of Karnataka. We are honored by the presence of Shri Dheeraj Moniraj, Honorable Member of the Legislative Assembly, Dodballapura Constituency, Karnataka. I request Sir to deliver the valedictory address.
Firstly, I would like to thank KLE Law College for providing me this opportunity to be the chief guest in such a wonderful function. And that was a very nice AI-generated introduction that I forgot the representative from the college gave. So, since it's a Model United Nations and this is the 7th edition, and we have in front of us students who are studying law, who are going to be practicing law in the near future, who are going to be people who uphold the integrity and the law, and they're going to be serving justice to the masses of the state and this country. So I would, rather than me giving a speech, we politicians give speeches almost every day in and out. Rather than me giving a speech, I would just like, I come from a very normal background like most of you all come from. My father has never ever competed in an election. He's never ever been involved with any political party or any political affiliation. I graduated from KLE College, which is very close by in Kengeri. Post that, I did my master's in the United States. I stayed there for about 2.5 years. But I was somebody who's just used to being very social out here. I come back almost 11 times in 2.5 years. So that I was coming back that often because I did not like it. I did not like to stay back there. And the environment that I was brought up in Bangalore had a lot of impact on me, and I just wanted to get back. Post coming back, I was involved with BJP from 2016. 2023, the party gave me an opportunity. I was one of the youngest, I think I was the youngest person to get the ticket at that point. I was 31 years old. I got elected from Dodballapur, which is Bangalore Rural District, which is right next to Devnadi. I got elected at the age of 31 with a lead of almost about 32,000. And the party gave me an opportunity, and there was no backing or no influence or anything of that sort. And as I told you, my entire family, my entire relatives, I don't even have a single elected representative in any of them. And I was the first to come in. So it has been a good journey. And being a lawmaker, being a member of the Legislative Assembly, I saw the 2 bills that you all have discussed on. There are a lot of discussions which happen in the House. In a year, I think we have the assembly is held about 4 times in a year. Every time the assembly is held for about 2 weeks now, from December I think 8th to 19th, we have the next winter session, which is going to happen in Belgavi. So, if you all have any questions regarding the Legislative Assembly or the role of MLAs in the administration or lawmaking or policy making or anything of that sort, people who are interested in politics, if you have any questions even on the legislative part or the personal front or what you could do to be elected representatives in this state, I mean, anybody can ask since GB elections also are coming up and I think a lot of them are from Bangalore. If there are any questions that you want to ask, I'm ready to answer. Anything related to politics or lawmaking, policy making.
Very good afternoon, sir. So my question to you is with regard to the Legislative Assembly in Karnataka, what measures or what bills are in the House with regard to empowering children with disabilities? Because I'm someone who works with children with disabilities closely, so I wanted to know what we could do to avail benefits for them.
So there is an entire department dedicated, Women and Child Empowerment Department. There is a handicap division in this entire department. Every taluk has every taluk has a handicap officer, every district has a district level handicap officer who's almost every director level, and assistant director is there in every taluk. So accessibility is one thing, and there are a lot of laws, which are done. There are a lot of policies which are available right now based on the percentage of your disability. 70% and above, you have a lot of government schemes, you have a lot of loans available, depending on the type of disability, if it's a mental disability or a physical disability. There are ideally not much of discussions which happen in this, but disability is something which is, as I told you, the entire department, there's an entire division in the department which looks after disability, and you have district level officers, and every DC office has a district level DD who is a district handicap officer. District handicap officer is the one who handles this. There is mental illness which is handled as well. The schemes are not that out to the public. I mean, since you work in this particular area, I think you will be aware of a lot of schemes which are available, from pensions to three-wheelers to loans to self-help groups helping you, and to mental disability schools. All of this has been set up over the years, but definitely there is a lot more scope and area to be addressed by the government in this regard.
Namaskar, sir. Sir, I am a paralegal volunteer to District Legal Service Authority, Bengaluru Rural. Sir, when we go to service, we find a lot of issue with people migrated because they don't have proper identification and they can't avail the few schemes rolled out by the current government. So what decisions are rolled out so that they get benefited?
So, for example, like basic necessities, when it comes to any Anganwadi, for example, you spoke about migrant workers. There are two departments involved in this. The labor department is one which takes care about migrant laborers. Another department which is very crucial is, again, as I said, Women and Child Welfare Department. Any kids, even today, without any Aadhaar card, without your parents having a local ID, you can get all benefits in any Anganwadi, from food to medicine to anything. But the problem kicks in wherein getting ID cards is one part, but getting police verification, getting migrant laborers are coming from everywhere today. As you know, there are a lot of issues with people who have intruders, or can be put. But migrant laborers issue is definitely there in Bangalore rural district because of the industrial development, with a lot of industries coming in, a lot of construction workers. Construction workers are the biggest chunk who are migrating at a very shorter span. So the government has there are transit accommodations which are set up by the labor department right now. The transit accommodations give you accommodation and food at a very subsidized rate. I think it's 50 rupees a night. There is one in Dolblapur itself. There's a transit accommodation for migrant laborers. And as I told you, if they have kids can go to school, kids can go to Anganwadis, they can be left at the Anganwadis, they're given 3 times food. So all of these are available at the Anganwadis. Apart from that, if there's anything specific that you want to know in regard to the migrant laborers, that will be better to address.
So what we saw is migrant workers, like, so school, they're under private undertaking now, many government schools in Gublada. So they're facing fees like one is, first kid has to pay 7,000, the second kid who is just rolled out now, they have to pay around 12,000 fees, which many can't afford. So,
No, as I told you, it depends on the age. If there are migrant laborers and they don't have proper identification cards, I don't know which taluk you're talking about.
Gublada, Uttaradi, rural.
Uttarali. Okay, that is not Bangalore rural, that is Bangalore Ramnagar. Uttarali.
So rural ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
rural ಸರ್ ಇದು ಗುಬ್ಲಾಡ ಆಚೆ ಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯಪುರ ಆ ಕಡೆ.
ಅದೇ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು. ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ರೂರಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಅರ್ಬನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಸೌತ್ ನಾಟ್ ರಾಂಗ್. ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಇದೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ, secondary and high school. All of this, there is free education. There is absolutely zero fees. There is a fee of about 250 rupees, which the teachers themselves, they do it. ಬಿಸಿ ಊಟ ಅಂತೂ 2 ಹೊತ್ತು ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ 100% ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಅಂಗನವಾಡಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದೆ. ಅಂಗನವಾಡಿ ಇವಾಗ ಊಟ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, we give them ration. ಮಕ್ಕಳಾಗ್ಬೋದು up to 3 years. Even in Anganwadis, they get ration. Today, government has also started LKG and UKG. Before, the problem in government schools or the government education system was there was no feeder education to primary schools. People used to go for nursery or LKG or pre-KG to schools which are private. After that, people won't come back to first standard. Today, what has happened with government institutions is since the last government, we have also started LKG and UKG. And also there is a nursery kind of education which has been brought into the Anganwadi system. So in Bhadradri, I don't think there's an issue. Whatever you're quoting, 7,000 or 14,000, I don't think there is any schools or any government institution can charge that. If it is the case, I think, and sir is also in the, that is not, if it's an aided school, then that's a different story. But a government school, I don't think there's any fees which has to be charged. Even an aided school, it's a very minimal fee of 1,000 or 2,000 rupees. 7,000 rupees, I think that's private school. If that is an issue, you can send them to any government school which is there in every village.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm an aviator, but regardless of that, the BBMP and the Karnataka government undertake several expensive projects that they say will help reduce the traffic of the city. However, it hasn't helped and they spend a lot of money on this, and these projects take a very long time. We've seen this in Yelahanka and several other places. And yet, still now, half of Bangalore, more than half of Bangalore doesn't have proper footpaths, which is a threat to every single person who walks or cycles on the street. Why is the BBMP and Karnataka government not able to allocate their funds properly? Is it because they don't have proper research on the actual problems that Karnataka faces?
See, as you know, in any administration, there is the executive and there is the legislature. Legislature is elected by the people to represent your problem. Wherein the executive, they are in a very transferable role going from, cadre to cadre. As you go up the system, they get transferred at a shorter span. When you're at a FDA or a SDA or a clerk, these levels, your transfer period is about 4 to 6 years. Now what happens is the vision, as you say, there should be an intent. 5 years once we have a government changing. Previously with the BBMP, every year there was a new mayor. Now I have been elected for the last 2.5 years. By the time I got into my role, by the time I understood how much time I should give to governance, how much time I should give to such public interaction functions, how much time I should give to functions about my constituents, wherein I was just telling them, I have about 12 weddings to attend today. So understanding the role itself will take a lot of time. Celebrating your victory is only going to take about 2 to 3 months. Within a year's span, none of the mayors even understood what they have to do. They present just one bill or one budget that they present in the BBMP. Today what they have done is they have set up a new kind of system wherein the CM is the chairperson of GBA or Greater Bangalore Authority. Now, with the kind of migrant population which happens in Bangalore, I think you all are looking at what is happening. Tejasvi has been directly lashing out on the tunnel road project. Tunnel road project which is going to be a big expense for the state budget. Primary necessities should be addressed first. even today, if you ask me, you're talking about footpaths. As an elected representative, I'll tell you, there are, even today in BBMP limits, only 60% of the households have a UGD connection or an underground drainage connection. 40% of the households do not have an underground drainage connection. Underground drainage is the most basic facility that anybody can get. Water is the second most important facility that we need. So priorities are again politically motivated. Freebies are something that we do, and the kind of tenders that are called or the kind of contract works which are done, equally both legislators as well as executive people from the executive both are to be blamed on what's happening. Today, I think more than 2,000-3,000 people have signed against the tunnel project. But no matter what, even if by any chance we have the judiciary to intervene and get a stay on it, if not for that, I think the government is going to go ahead with the tunnel project. They're going to bulldoze. So having selfish agendas or motives are the major reasons, and public representatives as well as executive not understanding the grassroots or the basic problems and addressing them first before they go to some other kinds of fancy projects like tunnel roads or the triple flyovers that they're talking about, or the flyovers over the the tertiary and primary drains or stormwater drains, Rajkalways. These are things that the government is trying to address. More than that, I think, as I told you, UGD connections, water, irrigation, freebies are charging about, if you understand, 62,000 crores is what is being charged for freebies. If all of you all get it, every year the budget of our state is about 4,50,000 crores. 4,50,000 crores. Per head, if you look at the expense, the government is spending roughly about 80,000 for each one of us every single year. But am I getting benefits worth of 80,000? That is something that each one of us has to question. And the problem is, new people are not getting into the system. Even Keshav Prasad sir is an outsider, even I'm an outsider. People like us coming in itself is seen as a threat. So the system is, and youngsters have to come in for them to question the system, for them to question what is happening and why this should not happen. So things like that, there is a major gap right now, and that is the reason you're looking at development projects like this. People like Tejasvi, people like youngsters like us are definitely going to question that on your behalf in the future.
Namaste. So, according to you, what are the qualities for good leaders, and what is your motivation to join politics in age of 31? Thank you.
27 when I started full time. 27. See, COVID came as an opportunity for me, and mine is one of a case scenario wherein I was at the right time at the right place. It's all about timing. Opportunities are given, and only few people get the opportunity. As I told you, out of 224 people, if I am the second youngest in the Legislative Assembly this time, I'm the youngest from my party. And such an opportunity nobody will get. The other person was younger, his father was a minister, his father was an MP, and he got an opportunity. Now I'm the youngest who has no background or no political background. So why I wanted to do it, I touch wood, or thank God, I come from a very decent or good financial background. I come from a family which is good financial background. That is thanks to God, or I was born into that family. When we used to sit, 10 of us or 15 of us friends used to sit and discuss. As I told you, I spent about 2.5 years in the US as well. So I had a lot of time to think about and think and ponder on different issues that were happening right here. Now, when we used to sit, 10 of us used to sit, 8, 9 people used to have their own financial issues as well. People, when you come into politics, you should have no financial dependency, because you invest your complete time here. And to become a good leader, as you asked, you have to give 100% of your time, 100% of your effort, 100% of your dedication, and 100% of your focus. So when you're doing all of this, financial dependency is going to be a big issue. I was one out of the few who was financially independent. My family was well-to-do. My father is still working. My brother works. I stay in a joint family. So they take off the financial stress from me. So this was one very important aspect wherein other friends of mine used to question. As I told you, Today, if you're paying income tax, you're paying about 35% of your income as taxes. Same way, indirect taxing is about 18%. If you question what you're getting back from 50% of, or 50 rupees that you're spending on the 100 rupees that you've earned, or as I told you, the state government is spending about 85, 90,000 per head per person sitting in this room. Are you getting back 90,000 worth of things from the government? Maybe street lights, water, some basic things like that. Apart from that, today the system is such that even if you have to get one small certificate for the police station, you have to pay a bribe. Even if you have to get small police, even the court in a few places, or even hospitals, everything is very corrupt. So this was one of the main motives that I wanted to get in, and to bring a positive change. And on a very selfish intent, I wanted to make a name for myself, and I wanted to be recognized in the society. And yeah, that was the way I thought about it on the selfish front. But on a positive thing, that I wanted to bring about a change, be recognized, be a part of something that we could change for the people who are really needy, who are really downtrodden, people who are voiceless, people who cannot just even express what they're going through. That was the main intent, that was the driving force to come in and be their elected representatives so that I can put forward their intent. Thank you.
A very good evening, sir. This is probably the most asked question to every politician, but again, you mentioned that you had no political representation which backed you up whatsoever. So what inspired you to join politics to begin with, like back?
Mr. Narendra Modi, to be very precise, 2014, I think that was the first time I voted for the 2010. Yeah, 2010 was the first vote, 2013 was the election. First MP election was 2014. 2014 I was a final year engineering student, and I was just completely awestruck by that man, and by the way he represented his thoughts, his speeches, and the aura that he had with him. And it's totally the first and foremost reason that I would say I'm in politics is because of Mr. Narendra Modi. I obviously wanted to be a politician down the line, probably when I was 40 or something. And as I told you, COVID came in as an opportunity for me to do social service, be recognized at a point where we did not know what was the next day. Now, as I told you, there are very few instances. You get inspired in a very few instances and by very few sentences sometimes, or very few reactions. So one such thing, as I told you, I wanted to be a politician after seeing Narendra Modi ji in 2014. In 2019 was 2020 was an eye-opener for me. There was no looking back. I was sitting at home. I was just newly married. I just wanted to bring about a change. There was nobody who was doing nothing in my constituency. I wanted to do something. That is how I came out. And people just recognized that. And there was no looking back. From 2020, I've been a full-time politician, full-time public representative in public life. And as I told you, the intent should be positive. So you can send false narratives in a few times, but over time, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, people keep looking at you, looking at each and every action. People keep looking at each and every action that you do and each and every outcome from your actions. And if you are the right way, people just keep encouraging you. And I'm a classic example that I got lucky as well, and people have elected me for a cause, and I'm looking to do maximum justice to my work. Thank you. So, thank you to all the people who asked their questions from their point of view. As I told you, maximum politicians today, I mean, I haven't told you this, but Sir has been a court official. He has a proper background of the judicial system. He would be a better person to speak about the judicial system. But if you see today, maximum number of IAS civil servants or KS civil servants come from a law background. Maximum number of politicians, even if you look at the Chief Minister today, he comes with a law background. A lot of ex-chief ministers in Karnataka, they've all done law background. So you all are pursuing such a honorable course you are doing in LLB. So hopefully you will have a very successful career in the future. And hopefully a lot of you all come into politics and have a positive impact on the society, on the state, and come in with the intent to bring about some change in the system or in the community or in the public domain with both your service or your practice as a lawyer as well as a public representative. I just hope all the best to all of you all. And I think there were eight different honorary admission conferences. And it's very nice to see the Legislative Assembly as well as the Lok Sabha being representative, because most of us vote today. The strength of this country are the youth. What has happened is, nobody wants their children to be a scientist today. Nobody wants their children to be a poet today. Nobody wants a noble profession anymore. People are more driven by money, by success. So what has happened with this is, number of people looking at it's more a quantitative approach rather than a qualitative approach. What I would suggest you all to think about is, money is a necessity, but money isn't everything. Doing good to the society, bringing about a change, since this is the only opportunity that we get as humans. So if we do something, there will definitely be a positive impact and there will be a lot of change. Hopefully a lot of you all become change makers and represent a lot of people and bring about a lot of justice to a lot of lives. I wish you all best of luck. Thank you for KLE.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words that truly reflected the importance of leadership grounded in empathy, accountability, and action. Moving on, we are equally privileged to have among us Shri Keshav Prasad Yes, Honorable Member of the Legislative Council, Karnataka, as our guest of honor. I request sir to address the gathering.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ರಾದಂತಹ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ JM ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾರ್ಜುನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಜನರಲ್ ಆದಂತಹ ಭುವನ್ ವಿ ನಾಯಕ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮನೋಜ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ವಿ ಹಿರೇಮಠ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ 3 ದಿನಗಳಿಂದ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ನನಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಕೈ ಮೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ನನಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಿ. ಕೈ ಇಳಿಸಿ. ನನಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಿ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನನಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಏನೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಿ. ಏನೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ನೀವು ಕೈ ಎತ್ತದಾದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೋಡಿ, ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿಗಳ ಸ್ವಭಾವನೆ ಹೀಗೆ. ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಿದೆಯಪ್ಪ, ಯಾರು ಮಾತಾಡೋದು, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಏನ್ ಗ್ರಹಚಾರನೋ ಏನೋ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೋ ಅಂತ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನನ್ನಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಗೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗಿದೆಯಪ್ಪ, ಎಲ್ರು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ? ಹ್ಮ್ ಅಂತ ತಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಡಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಗಿದೆಯೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವರ ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಎಸ್ ಸರ್, ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್, ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ರೀತಿ ನೀವಿರಬಾರ್ದು. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಯಂಗ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್. ದ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಲೈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಯು. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ? ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಝೀನಾ? ಝೀನೇನಪ್ಪ? ಝೀ. ಎಕ್ಸೋ ಝೀರೋ ನೀವೇ ಹೇಳಿ. Whether you are Z or X. Z. Generation Z. So Generation Z ಮುಂದೆ ನಾನು ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಾನು ವಿನಂತಿ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ, there is a kind request with you all. Can you please shut down your mobiles and sit straight? That's my earnest request. See, I have been given a very few minutes to speak. It was the privilege of the chief guest to speak for half an hour. See, because Sri Hari Krishna contacted me. I said, what's the time allocated to me? He said, 10 minutes. Okay, no problem. If you allocate 1 minute, I will speak for a minute. If you allocate 10 minutes. Or if you allocate 1 hour, I will speak for an hour. He said, no sir, it is 10 minutes. So I have to abide by the time allocated to me. Okay? I started in Kannada because I come from Karnataka and I studied in Kannada medium schools. And my mother tongue is also Kannada. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಚಿಂತನೆಗಳು ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಚಿಂತನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಧೀರಜ್ ಅವರಾದ್ರೆ ಅಂಗ್ರೇಜಿ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿ ವಿದೇಶಕ್ಕೂ ಹೋಗಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಣಿತಿ ಪಡ್ತಿದೆ. ನಮಗೆ ನಿಮ್ ಜೊತೆಲಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ನನ್ನ ಮೆದುಳು ಏನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೋ, ನನ್ನ ನಾಲ್ಗೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಶಬ್ದ ಬರೋದಂಥದ್ದು ನಿರರ್ಗಳವಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ನಿರ್ವಾಹಕವಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಆ ಥರ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತೃಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಡೆದು ಅದನ್ನ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಭಾಷಾಂತರ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳುವಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮಯ ತಿಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನ ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇದನ್ನ ಹರಿಕೃಷ್ಣನ್ಗೂ ನಾನು ವಿನಂತಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಮಾತನಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ ಅಂತ. ಮಾತನಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಸರ್, ಇದು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ ಅನುಮತಿ ತಗೊಂಡು, ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲಿರೋ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಅನುಮತಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಇನ್ವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರು. ನಾನು ಮೊದಲನೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳಿದ, ಇನ್ವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕೆ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿದ್ದ ಸಂಪ್ರದಾಯ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರು. ಅಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಹರಿಕೃಷ್ಣ, ನನ್ನ ಮನೆ ಹಿತ್ತಲಲ್ಲೂ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲು ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮನೆ ಹಿತ್ತಲಲ್ಲೂ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ದೂರದಿಂದ ಬಂದು ಇನ್ವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು? ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸು ಒಂದೇ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮುಜುಗರನೂ ಆಯ್ತು, ಗಾಬರಿನೂ ಆಯ್ತು. ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ರು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾರ್ಜುನಯ್ಯನವರು, ಸರ್ ಈ ತರ ಹೇಳಿದಿರಂತೆ, ನೀವು ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ. ಅಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು UPI ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ನೀವು ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ರವಾಸ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತೀರಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾತನಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಶವ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಲಹಂಕ ತನಕ ಬಂದು ಇನ್ವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಸರಿನಾ? ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಸರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ರಾಜಕಾರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎರಡೇ, ಸಮಯ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಗ ಮಾತಾಡುವಂದಾಗ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ತೆಪ್ಪಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಮುಂದೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ತೇಜಸ್ವಿ ಸೂರ್ಯನಿಗೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ, ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆಫ್ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ. ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾ ಒಂದು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರು. ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಆಸ್ ಎ ಯೂತ್ ಲೀಡರ್, how many times you have protested? ಒಂದೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ಕೆಲವರೆಲ್ಲ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇದ್ರು, ಇನ್ ಕೆಲವರು ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. ಪ್ರೊಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವ್ರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸತಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಲಾಠಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? ಎರಡನೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ಕೇಳಬೇಕು ಲಾಠಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆನ. ಮೂರನೇದು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಸತಿ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ? ಮೂರನೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ನಾಲ್ಕನೇದು, ಆವತ್ತೇ ನೀವು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಇಂದ ಆಚೆ ಬಂದ್ರೋ, ಆರ್ were you in the police station for 3-4 days? ನಾಲ್ಕನೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ಐದನೇದು, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ನೀವು ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಯು ಆರ್ ಅನ್ ಅನ್ಫಿಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಎ ಯೂತ್ ಲೀಡರ್ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಆಗ ತೇಜಸ್ವಿ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮಾತಾಡ್ದ. ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ದ ಅಂತ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ವೆರಿ ಯಂಗರ್ ಟು ಮೀ, ಐ ನೋ ಹಿಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಡೇಸ್. ಆಗ ಕ್ಷಮಿಸಿ, ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕವಾಗಿ ಏಕವಚನ ಬಳಸಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಬಳಸ್ತಾ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅವನೇ ಆದಂತ ರೀತಿ. आपका नाम क्या है? तेजस्वी सूर्या, स्टेट सेक्रेटरी बीजेपी कर्नाटक. बाद में मिलना है मेरे से. अच्छा, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಭೇಟಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಜನರಲ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ಗೆ 1.5 ವರ್ಷ ಟೈಮ್ ಇತ್ತು. ದ ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಿ ಮೆಟ್ ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾ, his fate was sealed. He spoke on every issue threadbare. He didn't mince words. He was blunt, practical, and he narrated each and everything that was going on in Karnataka as a youth, how I reacted, and what was my constraints and opportunities. That's all. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನೀವು ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡದೇ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆನೂ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೇನೋ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಮುಂದಿನ ಚುನಾವಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಕೇಶವ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ MLA ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಧೀರಜ್ ಮುನ್ರಾಜು ತರ ಅಂತ ಖಂಡಿತ ಅನ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ, ಕೊಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ನಾನು. ಆದರೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಸಹಜವಾಗಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕ ಬದುಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತವ್ರು. ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ಸ್. ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಚೇಂಬರ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಲೈಫ್ ನ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೋಬಹುದು. ಐ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ LLB ಆಸ್ ಎ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ. ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ. ಹೀಗೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. Why don't you take up that family business? See, with your imagination, with your youth and with your the new way of thinking, you can do wonders. LLB ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಕಾನೂನಿನ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಇರಬೇಕು. That's why LLB is compulsory. They have to have this knowledge ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ BA LLB ಅಂತಿದೆ, BBA LLB ಇದೆ, BCom LLB ಇದೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ BSc ಓದಿರೋರು LLB ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಓದಿರೋರು LLB ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಸ್ ಏನೇನೋ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದು ಅವ್ರ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಸ್ ಗಳಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ವಿ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ ಲೀಗಲ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್, ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಅಂತ. ದೇ ಟ್ರೈ, ದೇ ಜಾಯಿನ್ 3 years course, they complete it, and in most of the cases representing in banks, corporate sectors, they are far more better than the regular advocates who appear before the court. Because I was a court officer for 3 to 4 judges for about 4 years. Then I quit my job and came to politics. Hagagi, then I started my practice, but BJP didn't allow me. I was given the responsibility of a state secretary and I was asked to look after the entire affairs of BJP Karnataka, being the state secretary of the state in charge of the headquarters. That's why I was locked. But I request you all, see in this letter, I see you have done deliberations on many issues. These are all burning issues throughout the world. Today, India is emerging as a great nation and a force to reckon with. Do you know? The entire diaspora of India, Bharat, they are looking at the youths of this country. ಈ ಕಡೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ 11ನೇ ಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದವರು Morgan Stanley called us as fragile 5. Now we are robust 4th economy in the world. In 2027, we are going to be the third world economy. Third world economy. Not an easy joke. No, we are far behind America, far behind China, but still we will be the third largest economy in the world. After COVID ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, the entire world came to know that the dependency on China is too dangerous because COVID emerged in Wuhan. It would have better for China if it had declared, yes, we have a pandemic. Please take care. Be cautious. They hit something and the whole world got exposed. ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ 7 ಲಕ್ಷ ಜನ ತೀರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು. 7 ಲಕ್ಷ. ನನ್ನ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ತೀರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಅಪ್ಪ, ಅಮ್ಮ, ನನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ತೀರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ದುಃಖ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ನಾನು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂಥವನು. ಕೋಲಾರ, ಚಿಕ್ಕಬಳ್ಳಾಪುರ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್, ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರು ರೂರಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್, ರಾಮನಗರ. ನನ್ನ 40 ಜನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರು, 40 youths who were in the age group of 25 to 40, they lost their lives. Why do you know? Because of negligence. They thought, COVID will not do anything for me. It's only for the old who are ailing. They lost their lives. This is because of the negligence of China. So, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತು ಗೊತ್ತಾ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್? The entire world, China +1 ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿತು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ the entire manufacturing world of the institutions of the world, they are in India today. They are establishing ties with Government of Karnataka, and all over India they are establishing their establishments. At this juncture, we need youth can take up many issues on the forefront and find solutions for everything. We are entering a noble profession. No doubt. ನಾನು ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಇದು ಫೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಗೂ ಹೋದೆ 5 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು 7.5 ಲಕ್ಷ ಕಟ್ತೀರಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ 3.5 ಲಕ್ಷದ ಫೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇದೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ 7.5 ಲಕ್ಷನ 5 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಕಟ್ಟಬಹುದು, ಅದು ಕಷ್ಟನೇ ಇದೆ. 7.5 ಲಕ್ಷ ಬರೀ ಫೀಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನಿಮ್ ಖರ್ಚು, ನಿಮ್ ಓಡಾಟ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಊಟ ತಿಂಡಿ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಬರೀ ಇದೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ 10-15 ಲಕ್ಷ ದಾಟುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಂದು. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಅನುಕೂಲತೆಯನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತ ಮನೆಗಳಿಂದ ನಾವು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ ರೀತಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಅಫೋರ್ಡಬಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. Please try to understand this. Our responsibility towards the society, our responsibility towards the nation, our responsibility towards my family is far more greater than anybody else in the world. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಡೆಲಿಬರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತದ್ದು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಲೆಜಿಸ್ಲೇಟಿವ್ ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಧೀರಜ್ ಗುಂಡರಾಜ್ ಅವರು ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ನ, ಏನೇನು ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಲೋಕಸಭಾ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಕಾರ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಡಿಕ್ಷನರಿ ತೆಗೆದು ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದೆ. ಮೆನಿ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್, ದೇ ರೈಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ವೇ. ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ತಗೋತೀರಿ, ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಉತ್ತರ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ ಈಚ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಶೀಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್. ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ನಾಟ್? All the 35 or 40 students, they don't write the answer in the same way. They have their own way of writing answers. So that's the same thing. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ International Press Corps, United Nations Security Council. We are not a member of the United Nations Security Council. We lost that opportunity. We are fighting for that. Now the whole world is thinking that India, with a population of more than 145 crores, need to be a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. We are fighting for that. We missed 2 opportunities that was given to us, once by US, by the Soviet Republic, then USSR. Now, at the same time, United Nations Human Rights Council. There are so many things where my country, India, is being put to difficult times on this line. See, when a terrorist attacks my security people, then I have to be sympathetic towards the terrorist. And don't you think the security person will also have the human rights? The common man who gets caught in the crossfire, don't he has a responsibility as a human right? This has to be taken up very on the forefront. It has to be taken. This is my personal and clear view on this. And at the same time, United Nations Commission on Narcotic Drugs. Each and every day you can go to the newspaper. They are selling narcotic drugs in a different way. It is also concealed in chocolates. They are available in small quantities in all the localities, and that too where colleges are situated. This is very, very dangerous. I am not addicted to anything. I don't want my generation to be addicted. It may be anybody in my society. I treat you all the bright future of my country, Bharat, where you will take up the challenges. That's why you should not get addicted to anything. Mentally, physically, and at the same time, knowledge also. You should have a thorough knowledge of everything you can master. And at the same time, United Nations Commission on Status of Women. ನಾನೊಂದು ಕತೆ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಐ ವಾಸ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಮಂಡನ ಮಿಶ್ರರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ವಾದ ವಿವಾದ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಮಂಡನ ಮಿಶ್ರನನ್ನ ವಾದದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋಲಿಸಬೇಕು. ಆಗ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಅಂತ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮಂಡನ ಮಿಶ್ರನ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಉಭಯ ಭಾರತಿ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ದ ಜಡ್ಜ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಾದ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಾನೊಂದು ವಾದ ಮಂಡಿಸ್ತೀನಿ, ನೀನೊಂದು ವಾದ ಮಂಡಿಸ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾನೇನಾದ್ರೂ ನಿಮ್ ವಾದದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋತ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ ಶಿಷ್ಯ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಂಡತಿನೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ತ್ಯಜಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ನಿನ್ನ ಶಿಷ್ಯತ್ವವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದು ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ವಾದ ವಿವಾದ ಶುರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯರ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಂಡನ್ ಮಿಶ್ರನ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಉಭಯ ಭಾರತಿ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಬ್ಬರನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಗಮನಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಬ್ಬರ ಕೊರಳಲ್ಲೂ ಒಂದು ಹಾರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. 3 ದಿನ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, 4 ದಿನ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, 5ನೇ ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಂಡನ ಮಿಶ್ರನ ಕೊರಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ಹಾರ ಇಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಫೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಅವೇ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಫ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಲೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಮೈ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಉಭಯ ಭಾರತಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತೇನೋ, ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯೂ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅರ್ಧಾಂಗಿ ನಾನು, ನನ್ನ every right. If you win me, then only I can relinquish that. Then argument starts. ಆದರೆ ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಕಾಮಸೂತ್ರದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯರ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿಗಳು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಸೋಲುವಂಥದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡಿ, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ. 1 ತಿಂಗಳ ಸಮಯ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಹೈಕೋರ್ಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಸ್ ಸೋತ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಚಿಂಗ್ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇ for a week, I will be approaching the Supreme Court ಅಂತೀರಿ. The same case with the trial courts also. I am approaching High Court, can you stay the case for one week or 1 month? So I can approach the higher court, I can take a better look at my case. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. 1 ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಪರಕಾಯ ಪ್ರವೇಶ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಬೇರೆನೇ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಉಭಯ ಭಾರತಿ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಸೋತೆ ಅಂತ ಒಪ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ಮಂಡನ ಮಿಶ್ರ ಸುರೇಶ್ವರಾಚಾರ್ಯರಾಗಿ ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಷ್ಯತ್ವವನ್ನು ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಂಸಾರ ಹೋಯ್ತು, ಅವ್ರ ಇಡೀ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ನ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಅಂತಾಯ್ತು. ಆವತ್ತಿನ ಕಾಲಘಟ್ಟ ಇವತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ ಜೊತೆನಲ್ಲಿ ವಾದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಾನು ವಿತಂಡವಾದ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನೀವು ವಾದದಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗಿಂತ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ರು, ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಲಾ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದಂತಹ ವಾಕ್ಚಾತುರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಸೋಲೊಪ್ಕೊಳ್ಳದೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಸಮಾಜ ಇವತ್ತು ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇಂಥದ್ದರ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾರತದ ಯುವ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ಮೇಲೆತ್ತುವಂತಹ ಸುವರ್ಣಾವಕಾಶ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಆರ್ಥಿಕವಾದ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಜಗತ್ತಿನ 3ನೇ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಡಯಾಸ್ಪೋರಾ ಇಡೀ ಜಗತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಚ್ಚೆತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಅರ್ಥಕೊಂಡು ಮುಂಬರುವಂತಹ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಶಕ್ತಿಶಾಲಿ ಭಾರತವನ್ನ ಸರ್ವೋನ್ನತವಾಗಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ವ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಸರ್ವಸ್ಪರ್ಶಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಟ್ಟಕಡೆಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಮುಟ್ಟ ಈ ದೇಶದ ಮಹತ್ವವನ್ನ ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸಿಕೊಡುವಂತವ್ರು ಆಗ್ತೀರಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸದೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಮಾತು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Thank you sir for your words, which will definitely guide and empower the next generation of change makers. It is now my honor to invite a visionary academician and the guiding light of this institution, Professor Dr. J.M. Mallikarjunaya, Dean, Faculty of Law, KLE Technological University, and Principal KLE Law College, Bangalore, to deliver the presidential address.
Honorable Sri Dheeraj Muniraj, distinguished guest of honor, Sri Keshav Prasad, my dear colleague Dr. Manoj Raymond, and Secretary General of KLE LCBMUN, Bhuvan Aditya, esteemed delegates, student friends, and my dear colleagues. Gavel Falls and KLE LCBMUN 7th edition, only as a token of closure of the 7th edition, whereas the opportunity for you to grow as leader begins now at both the national and at global level. This was the message I could read from the speeches of both speakers today. It was so interesting and appealable when we heard the youth icon, Mr. Dheeraj, from his own words, if I may borrow. It's good to sacrifice the self-sacrifice and to have the selfishness for the good reason. Let us all emulate and have the selfishness of the kind our chief guest has in life for the right reason. And that I would believe is the right message on the occasion of an event like this. When it comes to the opportunities that your generation has for personal and professional growth, and also the opportunity to serve society is what I could read from the anecdote-filled words of our Gestapana, Mr. Keshav Prasad. What best that can on an occasion like this, that too at a law school, where our business is always with statutes and precedents and their interpretations. We seldom bark into the area of policy understanding, policy making, whereas for these 3 days, concerning the burning global issues, you all have debated with a lot of critical thinking, very holistic negotiations, and the Herculean task of drafting resolutions. I'm sure your effort for these 3 days would have made you a new person, changed your perspectives. I was making the same appeal in my inaugural speech. It's not the prize money, it's not the first prize or the trophies that will not last long, whereas your learnings from this event, the takeaways from this event will decorate your lives is what I often say. I'm sure your preparation that you had before coming to this competition, your experience that you have acquired for these 3 days certainly will make you the better person than what you were. Don't stop here, continue this journey, and with the words of advice that have come to you, remember all of them and try to, this is a wonderful opportunity for this Gen Z generation. I also reiterate that unlike our case, there is a wonderful opportunity to repeat at the cost of repetition for personal growth, professional growth, along with that contribution to society. I think with these earnest appeals on this occasion, last but not the least, my heartiest congratulations to my team of KLE LCB, MUN. They have done a wonderful job in putting up this event show. I congratulate you. As our Deputy Secretary General was mentioning, the efforts have started 8 months ago, and today we have this grand event. All those efforts would have gone in vain unless you have registered on time and came and participated with this sportsman spirit. I congratulate each and every one of you for your wonderful participation. I know you are able to receive your prizes and trophies. I will not stand between you and your trophies anymore. Once again, wish you all the best and congratulations. Looking forward to host you again for the KLE LCB 8th edition. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
ಈ ಹಾಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಒಂದು 300 ಜನ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. 1 2 3. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಹೊಡಿಸೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದಿದೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ರಕ್ತ ಸಂಚಾರ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಾಗತ್ತಂತೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಬಾರಿ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಹೊಡೆದಾಗ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಉತ್ಸಾಹ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೆ ನೀನ್ ಮಾತು ನಿಲ್ಸು ಅಂತ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಈಗ ಇನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ, ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಹೊಡಿಲಿಲ್ಲ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರಿ ಹೊಡೆದ್ಬಿಡೋಣ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom and constant encouragement. And now it's time for what every delegate has been eagerly waiting for, the award ceremony. Over the last 3 days, delegates have been working tirelessly, built alliances and displayed the very essence of diplomacy. Each committee saw not just the competition but collaboration, and today we honor that effort, perseverance and brilliance. I invite Mr. Anshuman Pandey, Charge Day Affairs, KLE LCB MUN 2025 to take over.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries on and off the dais. Well, it's been indeed an honor for me to be serving as the charge d'affaires for the KLE and CB Mansur. The brilliance for which we have got from the likes of Mr. Nayak, Rani, Samarthanan. Now, without any further ado, we'll be moving forward with the award distribution ceremony. I would now request the respected executive board members to walk up to the stage and hand over the awards to your respective committee members, and I would request the dignitaries on the dais to kindly please join. Calling upon first is the most relatable committee to most of us, the Karnataka Legislative Assembly. I would request the Speaker, Advocate Saman Murthy, alongside Deputy Speaker Shrikar Bharat, and the Secretary Sangeeta to come upon the stage and announce the awards.
I kindly request the dignitaries on the dais to give the appreciation certificates for the executive boards of Karnataka Legislative Assembly.
Legislative Assembly. We've had a wonderful session, and I'm sure other delegates are waiting for their awards to be announced, so we won't be taking any more time. I'll be announcing the verbal mentions of my committee, but on Mata. Before we had said this at the beginning of committee, Matu Belli, Mauna Bangara, Neduvalke Bhagwanta. On that words, we just begin with that. In no particular order, please stand up where you are, the respected delegates whose portfolios will be announced. The delegate representing HK Patil. G. Parmeshwara. Suresh Kumar. Samir Ahmed Khan. And Mr. Satish Darkyoli. Thank you.
On the outside, I would really like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Secretariat, especially Bhuvan, Swikriti, Vishwesh and Anshuman for entrusting me with this responsibility. With no further ado, I would like to announce the honorable mentions in a specific order and kindly come onto the dais and collect the certificates. Honorable mention 3 goes to G. Janardhan Reddy. Honorable mention 2 goes to Dinesh Gundurao. 1 goes to DK Shivkumar. Thank you. The deputy speaker will be announcing the top 3 awards.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಪ್ರಪ್ರಥಮವಾಗಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆದಿರೋ ಭುವನ್ ನಾಯಕ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಹೋದ ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಆದಷ್ಟು ನನ್ನ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ನೀಡಿ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗಿ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ನೀಡಿರೋ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮರ್ಥ ಅವರು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಅನ್ವಿತಾ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅವರು ಬಂದು ಕಮಿಟಿ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರತಿ ಗಂಟೆ ಬಂದು ಕೇಳಿರೋ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಕಾಳಜಿ ತೋರಿಸಿರೋರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಅಂಶುಮನ್ ಪಾಂಡೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಟಾಪ್ 3 ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಘೋಷಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ 3ನೇ ಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ದರ್ಶನ್ ಪುಟ್ಟಣಯ್ಯ. ದ್ವಿತೀಯ ಸ್ಥಾನ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ. ಅಂತಿಮವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು ಯಾರು ಗೆದ್ದಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಲೆಜಿಸ್ಲೇಟಿವ್ ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲಿ ಇಂತಹ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಇಡುವುದೇ ಅಪರೂಪ. ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ KLE ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಧನ್ಯವಾದವನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಲು ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಡಿನ ವಿಷಯಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಯಿತು. ಹಾಗೆ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಸ್ಥಾನ ಬಂದದ್ದು ನೀವೇ ಹೇಳಿ ಯಾರು ಗೆದ್ರು ಅಂತ. ಬಸನಗೌಡ ಪಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Good evening all. Since Dheeraj Mundra sir has another assignment, he will be leaving now. Sir, just a minute. May I request our Principal Dr. J. Mallikarjunaya sir to present a memento to Mr. Dheeraj Mundra and Thank you, dear sir. Thank you for your valuable time. Thank you.
I would request everybody to kindly rise where the Chief Guest is. You may please be seated now. Now, we would be calling upon the Lok Sabha, the Speaker, Advocate Aditya Sharma, Deputy Speaker, Advocate Prajwal Rani, and the Scribe, Mr. Nilesh Nandan, to announce the awards for my personal comment. Before they announce the award, I would request the dignitaries present on the stage to kindly hand over the token of appreciation to the respected executive board members.
Greetings everyone, it's a pleasure to be here for the third time. I'll not take much of your time, but first of all, I'll discuss certain things which we deliberated upon in our committee. Our committee discussed about the federal structure of our country, sir. I feel as a citizen of this country, what sir said in respect to the devolution of funds and how there is certain gaps in respect to the deliverables which the center should give to a state is a major point of contention. We've been reading about it since years. Me coming from Delhi is one of the most Delhi is one of the most tortured union territory in respect to the devolution of funds. Right? So it's a very important thing. We all should know about where our tax is going. Right? We should be responsible enough to know that as well. Right? Apart from that, I'll be discussing the verbal mentions of the committee. The verbal mention 3 goes to Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. The verbal mention 2 goes to Kanimodi Karunanidhi. Congratulations, ma'am. The verbal mention 1 goes to Gaurav Gogoi. Congratulations, sir. Apart from that, the other awards will be given by Prajwal. Thank you so much again. Also, thank you to Anshuman and every other secretariat member, Bhuvan, and the teachers as well present here. And just one line for those who might not know who came for the experience of it. चराग देख के मचल रही है हवा, चराग देख के मचल रही है हवा, कई दिनों से बहुत तेज चल रही है हवा, कई दिनों से बहुत तेज चल रही है हवा, बना रहे थे जो किस्से मेरी तबाही के, बना रहे थे जो किस्से मेरी तबाही के, उन्हें पता नहीं है कि रुख बदल रही है हवा।
I cannot go shairi, but then so there are certain thank yous and congratulations that are due. Firstly, the whole secretariat, Bhuvan, Anshuman, Vishwesh, Srikarthi, Hari, the faculty of KLE. Thank you for having me here. It's always good to be back to your home turf. Speaking about the committee, we had a fine mix of both experienced delegates as well as the first timers. The first timers went toe to toe with the experienced delegates. I can proudly say that I believe we have succeeded in prioritizing on substance over rhetorics, which is rare in Indian communities. So I believe our community was an exception. Without taking any more time, I'll announce the awards. So the special mention in Lok Sabha goes to Mr. Mohammad Hanifa. The high commendation goes to Mr. Rahul Gandhi. So do we play the guess game for who the best parliamentarian is? The best parliamentarian for the KLE LCVMN 2025 Lok Sabha committee goes to Umesh Bhai Patel. Thank you.
Now calling the Executive Board members for United Nations Commission on Narcotic Drugs, Chairperson Mr. Anish Ji, Vice Chairperson Mr. Darshil Jain, and the moderator Mr. Ullas. I would request the dignitaries to kindly hand over the token of appreciation.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anish, and I served as the chairperson of the UNCAD alongside these two fine gentlemen, Darshil and Ullas. It was a wonderful opportunity chairing this conference. I will have to say this is probably one of the best committees that I've chaired so far in my time as a chairperson. I would be failing in my duties if I did not thank Mr. Anshuman, Mr. Rohan Nayak, and all the secretariat members of the KLE Mansok. I've been coming to this conference since 2 years, and I've always felt home coming to this conference as a delegate and as an EB member this time around. And I'm more than grateful to have served as the chairperson of this committee, not only because of the hospitality of KLE, but also because of the sheer competence of this committee. And the award structures is as follows. We will have 5 verbal mentions, we will have 2 honorable mentions, we will have 1 special mention, and we will have 2 high comps. The reason why we have decided to cancel the best delegate award because the point difference between the first place and the second place was a mere 0.09, and I only felt that this would be the right decision to take.
Greetings to everybody. I served as a moderator with the 2 fine gentlemen that I find, and also great chair and a co-chair. I have to heartfully congratulate the KLE Mansok because I've seen them work and I've been with them with all their dedication and effort. So, round of applause to them. Now, no further ahead, I'll be mentioning the verbal mention and it will be in no particular order. The delegates are requested to stand arranged in the place that is. Delegate of Singapore. Delegate of Iran. Delegate of Brazil. Delegate of Egypt. Delegate of France. Honorable mention 2 goes to Delegate of Indonesia. Please come arrive to the gate size and collect your certificate. Honorable mention 1 goes to Norway.
Greetings everyone, my name is Rashid Jain and I had the honor of serving as the Vice Chairperson for this iteration of KLE 1 in UNCCND with a man that I've been sharing for the last 2 months with, Mr. Anish Ji, and another amazing moderator who's marked over 80 plus chits in this committee. Last, really grateful to the Secretary of KLE 1, Anshuman and Govan for calling me over here as the Vice Chairperson. So, without any further ado, I'll be announcing the special mention. The special mention of this committee goes to the delegate of Uruguay.
Delegates coming to HiCom 2, who is losing the best delegate, or who is losing the best delegate award. I'm so sorry. The HiCom 2, who is in a difference of 0.05 with HiCom 1, is the delegate of Germany with a score of 19.44. Now coming to High Commendation 1, this delegate managed to score 19.54. If at all the delegate got his final documentation to get past the ratification stage, probably they could have been the best delegate of this committee. But regardless, High Commendation 1 goes to the delegate of the Swiss Confederation. Delegates, the score sheet will be now sent in the group. Please do review it and reach out to us for any feedback. Thanks so much.
Next coming is the United Nations Human Rights Council. The chairperson being Mr. Siddhi Shah, Vice Chairperson Abhinav Kumar, and the moderator Ms. Swati. Will please come on the stage and give your token of appreciation.
Since I was asked this question by the Honorable Guest of Honor, Hello, Namaskara. Honorable dignitaries, Honorable Guests, my dear delegates, my fellow executive board members, secretariat and organizing committee members, I'm Shitrit Saha and I have the privilege of serving as the chairperson for the United Nations Human Rights Council. And at the very outset, I think that I really have to acknowledge the fact that KLE LCBMUN, since all its editions, has by far proven to be raising the bar when it comes to model UN. I had the privilege of chairing last year and this year, and I can say without a doubt that this conference restores my faith as well as my desire to continue on in the circuit with the sheer amount of competition, competitiveness, and brilliance that the delegates in this conference showcase year on year. And I really hope that this legacy that has been established in the circuit continues. Additionally, I would be feeling in my responsibility and duty if I do not thank the Secretariat members, Swikriti, Anshuman, and of course the leader of the gang, Mr. Bhuvan Nayak. Yesterday, Mr. Bhuvan mentioned how grateful he felt about being a mentee, being mentored by one of the legendary stalwarts in the circuit, Mr. Aditya Prakash Nayak, who's sitting there. But I think I need to mention this, just as lucky Bhuvan is to have Mr. Nayak as his mentor, I would say that Mr. Nayak is equally lucky to have Mr. Bhuvan Nayak as a mentee because he has truly not only filled the shoes of the stalwart but done an incredible job at it. With that said, the award structure for the HRC is as follows. We have 2 verbal mentions, 2 honorable mentions, and top 3 awards. I would request the verbal mentions to please stand in their place. The verbal mentions in no particular order go to the delegate of South Africa and the delegate of Switzerland. My co-executive board members before I have my dear friend Abhinav Shivkumar, who was irreplaceable in committee, and moderator Ms. Swati Kumari, who signed up to this conference at the last moment and still did an incredible job in supplementing our workload and for managing committee in such a perfect sense in every way. Over to my co-executive board members.
Good evening, everyone. Before I announce the next set of awards, firstly, I would like to thank the Secretariat, especially Bhuvan Nayak, for having me over here, as well as Ms. Swikriti and Anshuman and Vishwesh, who had invited us over here and were amazingly hospitable towards all of the executive board members. Secondly, my huge heartfelt thanks goes to Shitrit Saha and my co-executive board member, Swati as well. Shitrit has been a person who has been mentoring me and helping me around and develop as a moderator from this circuit to this position as a vice chair, so really grateful for Shitrit. Moving on, lastly, I'll be failing my duties if I don't acknowledge the help of the licensed officers in our committee who was happily handling all the chits, so huge shout out to them as well. With that being said, the honorable mention in the particular order. Honorable mention 1 goes to the delegate of Belgium. Honorable mention 2 goes to the delegate of Kuwait.
What commentary is going on?
Alright, I'll be announcing the special mention. Our moderator will be announcing the high commendation and the best delegate awards. But before we get to the award, I would like to state that the difference between the special mention and the high commendation was 0.01. So that's how tight the competition was at HRC this year. The special mention award goes to the delegate of Romania.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Swati Kumari and I was the moderator for UNHRC committee. To begin with, I would obviously like to mention this thing that I was honored to be sitting beside Kshitij Saha of the circuit and Abhinav. It was a great experience. Thank you, Bhuvan. Thank you, Anshuman. Thank you, Sweekriti, for having me over. Now, without further delay, I would like to let the delegates know who has received the high commendation in the committee. To note, the difference between high commendation and special mention was only 0.01. So high commendation goes to Marshall Islands. The best delegate of UNHRC of KLE LCB's 7th edition MEN conference goes to the state of Palestine. Once again, congratulations. Thank you.
Moving on, we call upon the stage the executive boards for Committee X. This committee and its proceedings are so confidential that we couldn't disclose it in the conference report since it's behind closed doors conference. But nevertheless, you will get to know the best diplomat in the room. Therefore, we call upon the chairperson Mohil Mehra, crisis director Mr. Siddharth Akmara, and the moderator Ms. Shraddha Gunraj to announce the awards as well as direct the tokens of appreciation.
Alright, Jayant everyone. I'll get straight into the award structure. So with regard to Committee X, we have 6 awards. So it'll be 1 verbal mention, 2 honorable mentions, 1 special mention, 1 high commendation, and finally the best delegate. So with regard to the verbal mention, I expect you to stand up where you are and sit as soon as you are given your applauses. Honorable mentions, I assume they come to the stage as well. And with regard to special mention, high commendation, and best delegate, please come to the stage as well. I would also like to thank the rapporteur of my committee, Shraddha, for all the work that she did throughout committee, and Mohil Mehra as well, who is not here with us, who is left back to his own city. All right. With regard to the verbal mention of Committee X, is the delegate representing Paul Brema. Alright. The two honorable mentions. Honorable mention 2 is the delegate representing Ali Hassan Al Majid. Alright, with respect to honorable mention number 1, again in regards to the score sheet, George Tennant.
Okay, that is what I was talking
Alright, that's it from my side. I'd like to hand it over to my rapporteur for the rest of the awards. Thank you.
Good evening everyone, I am Shraddha Suraj and I had the absolute honor to serve as a moderator in Committee X alongside my co-chairs Mohin Mehra and Siddharth Atmaram. And chairing with you both has been a truly memorable and enriching experience which I'll carry forward, leave behind even after this EB panel. And on this occasion I'd also like to sincerely thank all my mentors, Mr. Aditi Prakash Nayak. I still remember my first year orientation when I nervously told him about that I stutter a lot while speaking, and here I am today addressing you all. So with this note, I'd like to proceed with mentioning the special mention of Committee X is the delegate of Muqtada Al Sadr. Please do come on to the stage. The high commendation goes to Abu Musab Al-Zarqawi. And now finally, the best delegate of Committee X, who is already here, Qaisar Hussain. Thank you.
Next coming is the United Nations Commission on Status of Women. In absentia, Chairperson Mr. Ishwar R.A., Vice Chairperson Ali Seth, and Moderator Mr. Ashriya Raghu. You please come on the stage, receive a token of appreciation, and then answer the question.
Good evening, myself Harish. I had the privilege to serve as the Vice Chairperson of UNCSW at KLE LCB 2025. First and foremost, our Chairperson Mr. Ishwar R.A. is not able to join us due to personal commitments, and he wanted to send best regards and his best wishes
to the Secretariat members and to all the delegates who made this conference special. And I would like to extend my gratitude to, first and foremost, to the Secretary General, Mr. Bhuvan Nayak, one of the most humble and down-to-earth in the Bangalore circuit. And I would also like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the other Secretariat members, Ms. Sweekriti, Mr. Vishwesh, and Mr. Anshuman Pandey. Thank you so much for having me here. And CSW being a committee with the highest strength, and we are so proud to tell that we were one of the most productive committee with over 110 speeches and with over 150 plus stills being circulated in the past 3 days. Alright? Directly going into the award structure, we are having 4 verbal mentions, 3 honorable mention, 1 specman, 1 high commendation, and 1 best delegate. I'll be announcing the 4 verbal mention and 3 honorable mention. Verbal mention in no particular order. Delegates kindly raising your seats. Delegate of Brazil, followed by delegate of China, followed by delegate of Saudi Arabia, and lastly the delegate of South Korea. Honorable mention in a particular order. I request delegates to come onto the stage to collect the certificates. Honorable mention 3 goes to delegate of Ivory Coast. Honorable mention 2 goes to the delegate of Spain. Honorable mention 1 goes to the delegate of Tunisia.
Good evening, everyone. I am Shara Guram, and I have the honor to serve as Rapporteur for the UNCSW at KLE LCB 2025, alongside my co-executive board members Harish and Ishwar. Firstly, I'd like to thank Bhuvan, Anshuman, the Secretariat, and KLE Law College for having me here. With extensive deliberations across the past 3 days, from religious personal laws to digital privacy, we covered almost all topics regarding women's safety and women's security. I must say that it was a pretty competitive committee, and every I really need to appreciate the effort that's gone behind research, drafting, and most importantly, not giving up. Without further ado, I'd like to announce the top 3 awards of this committee. The Special Mention Award goes to the Delegate of South Africa. The High Commendation goes to the Delegate of Lithuania. The Best Delegate Award goes to the Delegate of Panama. Congratulations to everybody.
calling upon the Executive Board of the United Nations Security Council. We had the honor of having Advocate Aditya Prakash Naik as the chairperson. He has also been the idea behind the Mansa project and our forever director this Mansa, followed by Mr. Sarthak Raktare and Mr. Anmol Shroff as the co-vice chairpersons. Please come up on the stage and seek a token of appreciation and a hand of applause.
So, hello everybody. I guess at this point you all know who I am, but it was an absolute privilege to be chairing finally with Aditya Prakash Naik after delegating under him for more than 5 to 7 different conferences now. And I would just want to say that this is easily one of the most competitive UNSCs I have ever been a part of as a delegate or as a chairperson, and once you see the mark sheet you will understand why. I will be announcing the verbal mentions, and the verbal mentions stand as follows. In no particular order, it is the delegate of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria, and the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Before I pass on the mic to Mr. Sarthak, I was about to say that this is going to be my last conference, but I've been saying that for the last 3 conferences, so I know people are going to beat me up if I say it, so I just pass the mic to Sarthak before I do something stupid.
Very good evening, everyone. Myself, Sarthak Raktare, and I had the honor to serve as the co-vice president of the Security Council. I refer to it as honor because, as Anmol mentioned, it is nothing less than an honor to be part of the executive board with Mr. Aditya Prakash Naik. It is always a great learning experience. Also, as Principal Sir just mentioned, the entire Secretariat of KLE put a great show, so heartfelt congratulations to you guys. And talking about the committee, it was definitely substantive. No doubt it was competent. The agenda which is relevant to each and every individual sitting over here, the issue of Indo Park. We were quite interested in it. Well, if we were to deliberate what happened in the committee, the day wouldn't suffice. So, without any delay, I will come to the awards. I will be announcing the special mention and honorable mention. For this committee, we have 2 special mentions and 1 honorable mention. I'll be announcing the honorable mention first. Delegate, please come to the podium to receive your certificate. And the honorable mention for the Security Council goes to the delegate of Russian Federation. With that, the special mention 2 for the Security Council goes to the Republic of Korea. And the special mention 1 for this council goes to the delegate of United Kingdom. With that, I will hand over the podium to Mr. Aditya Prakash Naik. Again, entire team of KLE, thank you so much for the humble invitation.
Very good evening, dignitaries on and off the dais, my dear friends on the executive board as well as on the side of the delegates. My name is Aditya Prakash Naik and I served as the President of the United Nations Security Council for we dealt with a very important agenda relating to the Indo-Pak crisis over the Indus Waters Treaty regarding its unilateral abeyance and the tensions that have been prevailing between these two countries for the last few months, especially in the former part of the year, and how we've undergone it. And the reason why I used this agenda or set this agenda was usually we deal with international topics like the situation in Congo or the Middle East, but it was very necessary for us to be not just politically conscious but also legally conscious as law students as well as responsible citizens to be aware of. Now before we proceed to the awards, obviously I would not exploit my home turf advantage to speak at length, but an important thing I need to address is every single time I remember our dear principals, Sir Mallikarjuna sir and Manoj sir, saying that KLE is a family and that once you become a member of this family, you always tend to remain a member of this family. And in that vein, a particular thing that I'd like to state is that as seniors, me being senior to the MAN society and you being seniors to me, we have the power to scold, correct, as well as forgive. And I feel that's very important. And every single edition of KLE LCB MAN society, there have been brighter side of things and there have been the lesser brighter side of things. And while we also appreciate in public, we also need to tend to forgive at times, me to my juniors, and I seek your forgiveness and the forgiveness of the delegates, considering I consider myself to be a part of this family even today, in case things have gone wrong for you. And on that note, I'd like to move to the committee report. The United Security Council is perhaps the most competitive one at this conference and one of the most competitive Security Councils that I've been in. And I'm here just to announce the top 2 awards, which came very, very close till the last minute in this council. The high commendation for this edition of the United Nations Security Council goes to the French Republic. I noticed that the energy of this room is evaporating over a period of time, so I hope the applause would be at its maximum as we give the final award of the Secretary Council. The best delegation for the Secretary Council at this edition of KLE LCBM is the United States of America.
Change my identity and my face and
On a parting note, I'm proud of every single member of the Secretariat that constituted KLE LCBM in 2025. Naming a few, Anshuman, Bhuvan, Srikriti, Vishwesh, and the entire team, whoever took the initiative and stood up when it was called from them. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Well, it's have always been an honor to us for having Aditya Bhaiya on stage with us. Moving forward to the next committee, being the World Bank, calling upon stage the chairperson, Mr. Sahid Bangre, alongside the vice chairperson, Mr. Dhanush Tarepali, and the moderator, Mr. Akshay. Please collect a token of appreciation from the relatives and then announce the awards for the committee.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Good evening, my delegates. My dear delegates, it was a pleasure serving as your chairperson for this edition of KLE LCBMU in 2025 as the chairperson of the World Bank. My name is Sahid Sachin Kumar Bangre. So, this committee, of course, a lot of new learning considering that economic committees are rarely simulated on the circuit nowadays. So, thank you so much, KLE institutions, for taking this opportunity. I suppose congratulations are in order. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Bhuvan, Srikriti, Vishwesh, as well as Anshuman, who were hospitable all through, and in the extension, of course, the entire KLE team. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Principal Sir, and in extension, the KLE institution for hosting this conference. I would also be failing my duties if I did not acknowledge the tireless efforts of the liaison officers in our committee. And of course, I was helped by these two fine gentlemen, that is Dhanush and Akshay, without whom it would not be possible to run this committee. And finally, my thank you to all you dear delegates. This conference, or rather this committee, is nothing without you. And without further ado, both of my fellow KOEB members will be announcing your awards. Thank you.
A very good Good evening to everyone and the dignitaries of the dais. Firstly, I would like to thank the Secretariat and our Principal Sir and Manoj Sir for providing me this opportunity to serve as the moderator for the World Bank, alongside one of the veterans of our team, veterans of our circuit, Mr. Sahid and Mr. Dhanush Tadekari. Without any delay, I will be going ahead with the awards. First, I will be announcing the verbal mentions for the committee. In particular order, verbal mentions, please stand up in your places. Verbal mention 2 goes to the delegate of Netherlands. And verbal mention 1 goes to the delegate of France. And for honorable mention, please come up on the dais. The honorable mention goes to the delegate of Russia. For Vice Chairperson, Mr. Dhanush will be going ahead with the rest of the work. Thank you.
Okay, I'll try to keep this as short as possible. Hi guys, my name is Dhanush. I served as the Vice Chairperson. First of all, it is an honor to come back to KLE once again, and even bigger honor to be chairing alongside Sahid and Akshay. A little bit of insights into the committee. We did not have any documentation, and so as a result, all of these positions are purely based off of the scores on speeches, chits, etc. As a result of that, we had 2 people in the special mention category who got the same score down to the second decimal point. Those 2 delegates would be in no particular order: the United States and Finland. And to add to the suspense even more, the difference between second place and fifth place was approximately 0.4 on the total score sheet. So the high commendation goes to the delegate of Japan. And the best delegate for this year's simulation of the World Bank goes to the delegate of China.
Last but not the least, calling upon stage the panel heading the third pillar of the democracy, the international press. The head of press being Arun Prasad, followed by Editor-in-Chief C. Anand, and the Head of Photography. Please come on the stage and collect your token of appreciation. And then announce the next.
I request the dignitaries to kindly move to the first row of the auditorium, since the international press will be presenting a newsletter of the entire edition of this event.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, I'm here again. Yeah, it was absolutely a great honor to be as the head of IP here again at the third time. And I didn't meet him but my dear friend Aditya Prakash Nayak and all other KLE mates here. So yeah, without any further ado, I would like to present the newsletter first so that we can get going with the awards. Coming to the main man of the show, Mr. Rohan Nayak, thank you so much for the invite and a great post for the conference. And moving on, I also had my dearest two other ED members, who was Sia Anand as my editor-in-chief. So for those who don't know, Sia has already been as a reporter under me like multiple times, and again, been the best reporter under me multiple times, and then come as the co-executive board member, so it's always a privilege. And huge thanks to Priyanshu, whom I met for the first time here, but the man himself stole the show by doing his skills. And yeah, coming to our team, I thought, okay, this is going to be a very first ever team where they are going to, where I'm just going to teach something for the newbies or like the first timers, I would say, but it was not actually the same. There were like 6 reporters who were having a cutthroat competition for the first place. Even we had it till the end. I'm not just teasing, but honestly, we didn't know when was our first, we couldn't give the awards. So we were the latest ones or the last ones to give the awards itself. Again, it's not a pride, but we had to take time to go through all the awards. And, get to question. So yeah, we had several committees on the floor. So we have just compiled everything and given a base of what exactly happened in the committees. So, with the interest of time, let me just go through the newsletter so that you guys will get a view of it. Just took a second because she just told me. Someone just told me. Yeah, that being said, this is our newsletter for the conference, and you could find all your pictures here. So those who want to get their pictures, please scan the same. And so do not ping us asking for the photos, or rather the head of photography as well. And all credits to the photojournalists because we had amazing pictures for this. At least I had amazing pictures. So yeah, let me just get into the awards right now. So, and I also request the dignitaries to please come on the dais to present the awards. Apologies for the inconvenience. Well, we have our awards in these particular orders where we have 2 verbal mentions, 1 special mention, 2 high commendations and 1 best journalist. Whereby the verbal mentions, please raise up on the stage, goes to Reuters, Fatima Suraj and Canadian Press, and the reporter who wants special mention could come to the stage to get their appreciation. The special mention goes to the Economic Times, Geeta Strichi. I would say the applause could keep going. That being said, it comes to my end where my co-executive board member will be presenting the award awards. Thank you so much again. Thank you for KLE. See you next week.
Hey everyone, I'm Sia, and I've had the privilege of being called again as the editor-in-chief for this conference. And I feel extremely grateful to know that KLE saw the potential in me last year and saw it again in me this year to call me back again. And if next year I don't come back as an EB, I will surely be here as a delegate, and I will be just as grateful for this conference forever. And that being said, I have to give my thanks in order. I would always be thankful to Arvind for being such an amazing person to be with all the time. So as an EB member, as well as being a co-EB member with me, he has always been someone who I looked up to, and there's always something I learn from him in every conference I do. And Priyanshu, I met him for the first time in this conference, and there's a lot I learned from him too. And then there's the board members, the secretariat, and everyone involved in this conference. Thank you so much for the hospitality you have treated us with. It was immeasurable, the amount of happiness I felt over you. And now that being said, let's get to the awards. High commendation to goes to Shriyan Sharma, the BBC. First high commendation goes to Bloomberg Kashish Shah. And the best journalist goes to the Hindu, Arpit Ashok Gawas.
Good evening, everyone present here. First of all, I would like to thank KLE Law College, Bangalore, and especially Bhuvan Nayak, the Secretary General of this conference, for believing in me and believing in my sense of judgment towards a very tricky kind of committee. Thanks to my co-ADs, Arun and Sia, for teaching me something new, teaching me something different, and I always keep this in mind that every time I go to a new conference, there's always something new to learn. Thanks to all the EBs of every single committee for your coordination and collaboration. And last but not the least, the photojournalist who took this step forward to take your participation in such an unconventional committee. And to just say that photojournalism as a committee is really hard to judge, because there is more than just the parameters of technicalities. It's understanding the creativity and the journalistic value behind it. And through such opportunities, a lot of us are trying to bring this change. So, without any further ado, there are only 3 awards for IT photojournalism, so all of them can come on the stage. Starting with special mention, Ram Krishnan N.
Given point means one point. Are you sure that point?
So, the difference between the high commendation and best photojournalist was only of 3 points, and in percentage it was 0.02. Any guesses for the high commendation? Okay, the high commendation goes to Shlok. And the best photojournalist award goes to Ashutosh Sahu. Thank you so much to everyone present.
Thank you, Anshuman. Congratulations to all the winners. Your excellence has shown through every session, and your spirit defines the legacy of KLE. A conference of this magnitude stands tall only through vision and leadership. And Mr. Bhuvan Nayak, our Secretary General's commitment, has steered KLE 2025 to a great success. I now invite him to deliver the Secretary General address.
I believe in this sentence that it's the conference that chooses you, it's not you the one who chooses the conference. And I believe it's my privilege to be a Secretary General of this honored conference where everybody look after this conference, where there was a point of time contacting delegates. We lost on delegates because it was too competitive. Indeed, it's been my pleasure, but I guess there was a day yesterday, I was too emotional, and few of my friends know that what could I get in the circuit more than being in a step of Aditya Nayak, he has a Secretary General, and that year I was probably a logistical member, and I still remember calling him when there was a crisis, to handling the crisis of my own. So this has been my journey. What about the circuit? I guess the circuit has given me a family, friends, everything. Few of them are sitting here as executive board members, and few of them are sitting here as delegates today. So without any further ado, I have one more task
that is giving out the Best Delegation Award and the Best School Delegation Award. I would like to go ahead with the Best School Delegation Award. The Best School Delegation Award goes to Transit.
What do you want me to say?
Without further ado, I now would be announcing the Best Delegation of KLE LCBM 2025. It goes to Munkaru Male. These guys are a collective of different institutions across the Bangalore circuit. Congratulations, guys. With this, I'd like to say a few words. That's I did have a very great people with me. That is my core secretariat and my secretariat members. Although at the same time, I would say that in case I am failed in my duty, I apologize to everybody. If there is any shortcomings in this conference, I take full responsibility. And also, I need to thank two persons who are on this dais, that is our principal sir and our IPS coordinator, Manoj sir. Thank you for your support. I hope my next editions would also have the same support as this year. With this, with the power vested in me as the Secretary General of KLE LCBM 2025, I declare this conference closed.
Guys, please be seated. Guys, please be seated. Thank you, Bhuvan. To conclude this memorable evening, I now invite Ms. Sweetrati S. Maitri, Deputy Secretary General, KLE LCB 2025, to deliver the vote of thanks and formally bring the conference to a close.
Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. A very good evening to one and all gathered here. As we draw the curtains on the 7th edition of the KLE Law College, Bengaluru Model United Nations, the first milestone in our college's golden jubilee celebrations, I stand before you with a heart full of gratitude and pride. Over the past 3 days, our MA conference has been more than just a conference. It has been a confluence of intellect, passion, and purpose. A space where words become ideas and ideas shape possibilities. On behalf of the Secretariat, I take this opportunity to extend our deepest appreciation to everyone who has made this conference a success. To begin with, I extend a heartfelt thanks to every individual who has contributed to making these 3 days a resounding success. From intense committee sessions to meaningful resolutions, from laughter-filled breaks to those quiet moments of resolution and reflection, every second of this journey has embodied the spirit of diplomacy. We are honored by the presence of our guest of honor, Shri Keshav Prasad S., Honorable Member of the Legislative Council, Karnataka. Your words today reminded us that leadership is not found in titles, but in the courage to serve. Thank you, sir, for your valuable time and for adding meaning to our valedictory ceremony. May I request Dr. Manoj Kumar V. Redwood to kindly present sir with a moment.
Oi, Prashant. ಕಡೆ ಬಾರೋ ಅಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಕೆಲಸ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ.
A special word of gratitude to our principal, Professor Dr. J.M. Mallikarjunayya, Dean Faculty of Law, KLE Technological University, and Principal KLE Law College, Bengaluru, and the guiding force behind KLE LCB MBA. Sir, your constant encouragement and belief in the potential of your students have made this conference what it is today, that is a benchmark of academic excellence and student leadership. Thank you for always being a pillar of strength. Our sincere thanks to our Vice Principal, Dr. Anita M.J. in her absentia. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Manoj Kumar V. Hirena, our FPSC coordinator, for his constant encouragement and for guiding the Secretariat towards maintaining the highest standards of quality and excellence. A huge note of appreciation to our faculty coordinators, Ms. Marin Matthew and Mr. Anush Deshpande, who put their complete trust in the abilities of the Secretariat and provided us with a space to execute our vision while ensuring efficiency and grace at every step of the way. Your mentorship and patience have been invaluable. To all our faculty members, Mr. Tanvajit Patil and Mr. Harsh Pratap Singh, to name a couple amongst many, thank you for your cooperation, encouragement, and for standing with us for the past few days. Your presence has lent us both confidence and motivation. To the executive board of all the 9 committees, thank you for lending your expertise, for moderating with fairness, and for making each committee a cushion of learning and diplomacy. To our delegates, the very heart of KLE LCB MUN, thank you for your passion, for your research, and for your spirited debates. To our liaison officers, who ensure that every delegate and every guest felt welcome, cared for, and supported, thank you. And now to my team, the Secretariat. To our chief advisors and previous Secretariat members, thank you for your guidance and wisdom. To the visual media team, Mr. Mohan KH and Mr. Akshay Kirti for maintaining a social media presence. To the logistics team, Mr. Arvind, Mr. Keshav, Mr. Harpriya and Mr. Dev for their efficiency and ensuring that the 3 days flowed smoothly. To the research department, Ms. Srinidhi, Ms. Ananda, Mr. Pranab, Mr. Akshan Reddy and Mr. Nilesh Nandan for curating the agendas and ensuring intellectual rigor across committees. To the marketing team, Ms. Diyaji and Mr. Shankar Parshetti and Ms. Alima Azmia for giving our conference its outreach. To
To the sponsorship team, Mr. Gautam, Ms. Ashmita and Ms. Veena Gowda for your efforts that made every resource possible. To the Delegate Affairs Department, Ms. Anusha Virivat, Mr. Arpit Gavas, Ms. Rakshita Navalgi, Ms. Shraddha Gurraj and Ms. Shriya Sheetal for your coordination and communication and ensuring all the allotments are done diligently. To the finance team, Ms. Rishika, Ms. Babita, Ms. Vilas and Ms. Smita for your meticulous management of receipts and payments. To the hospitality team, Mr. Hari Krishna Yadav, Mr. Preetam and Ms. Sridevi for your warm and attentiveness. To Madhusudan sir for helping us throughout the conference and ensuring that this is done. To our charge DFS, Mr. Anshuman Pandey for your leadership and calm amidst chaos. To our Director General, Mr. Vishwesh Kumar for your strength and structure. And as they say, that is the head that wears the crown. To our Secretary General, Mr. Bhuvan Nayak, thank you for stepping up when the time called. Thank you for leading the ship with vision, patience and belief. Working alongside each of you has been the true privilege of my journey at KLE. Lastly, thanking our sponsors, that is our tech partner Mahalakshmi Tech Solutions, our presenting partner Canara Bank and our media partner Electronics. As we close, I would once again like to thank every soul who has been a part of KLE LCBMUN 2025. Participants, faculty, volunteers and well-wishers. These 3 days have reminded us that while conferences may end, ideas do not. They echo, evolve and inspire. With immense hope and pride, we look forward to meeting you again next year for an edition that will soar even higher, reach even further and continue our journey to infinity and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you, Sri, for those warm acknowledgements.